Hello guys, it's Shockwave King, and we're back here once again. Yes, the title of that video, No More Heroes. How big would the open world be, and other and other characters discussions. Now, the whole idea for this video came up. I was just searching for some No More Heroes news, and I found this old article that Suda51 put out. And I found this old article that a website called CodConnected.com put out. Article by Clayton Sire came out in November 2019, back when the game was speculated to come out in like later 2020. And Suda51 gave an interview and he spoke on how big the open world of the game would be, and a teaser of some other characters. And I just want to discuss it because before, I think it's like in the most recent trailer analysis, I was like, maybe it is open world, maybe it's not, but it is being confirmed it'll be no open world. I just forgot all about that. But in this case, let's get straight into the article. Cause at first it's talking about how it would definitely have the motions from, it would definitely have the notions from the series, charge being kind of action otherwise, for sure. The real challenge is to figure out how to best use the Switch hardware. There's some interesting new possibilities, Suda51 said. While many games put motion controls behind them, it sounds like No More Heroes 3 features some new and I'm sorry for joking up. Innovative ways to wield a sword, which I believe that's confirming it'll be motion controls. But what Suda51 said is basically, because I did a question before in the previous trailer analysis where, oh, what's it gonna be? Are you going to still be using motion controls or he's not? And it's basically outright just confirming Suda51 himself from years ago, from an article that maybe most of us missed, that the motion controls is confirmed to be returning. And apparently Suda51 and Grasshopper manufacturer have figured out some new ways to wield a build a beam katana. Now to the paragraph, what I was interested in when I found this, at first I just thought, oh, it's an old article, but no, he definitely confirmed the exact size or how much bigger No More Heroes 3 would be compared to the other games when it first opened world. It's the exact quote from Suda. It would definitely be a bigger open world than the original No More Heroes. But you have to remember that we're a middle-class studio in terms of size. It takes a lot of skills, wisdom, and resources to make an open-world game, so it won't be as big as something you see from huge companies like Ubisoft or Rockstar. Suda51 continued. The game will feature many side missions and other extras collectibles alongside combat gameplay similar to the previous gameplay series. So that pretty much confirmed size is going to be bigger than No More Heroes 1. But not as big as a Witcher, a Rockstar, a Ubisoft, a EA with some games, a Saints Row, or maybe potentially recently with Cyberpunk. But hopefully it'd be as dense as Cyberpunk, but not as big as Cyberpunk. So Cyberpunk is not really a massive world compared to like San Andreas or like Assassin's Creed Origins. But the city is so compact and dense and actually feel larger than what it actually is. Even if you just take up the entire Badlands section. So it's quite interesting. I reconfirm the size of the game to be bigger than No More Heroes 1, but not as big as something you see from a AAA studio like Ubisoft, Rockstar, Activision, CD Projekt Red, one of those likes. So, you think about it, No More Heroes has always been like a AAA class game, which it always been, but I just see games as games. I don't care about the AAA or the AA size game, the game developer studios. I just buy the game and that's it, even though I can't buy this one. But the reason I have other characters in the discussion because he says a quote earlier, which I believe I skipped over it, that some of the other characters that will be in the game, some of the else could be in the game. Now I gotta figure out who these other characters are before we get into like the whole side mission discussion, the collectibles, thing like that. Because this is what it said at the beginning of the interview. During a recent interview, Suda51 discussed the upcoming No More Heroes 3 and got into details about what games can expect from the upcoming Travis Touchdown title. While talking about gore gameplay, he confirmed the game is about 35 to 40%, which we've already discussed that before. In a future open world with Joy-Con motion controls. Confirmed it earlier in case there are people that didn't know that. I didn't know 100% or not. I believe I forgot about it. The developers are working on various outfits for Travis to fight in, which is excellent. Because Travis Strikes Again, it was just the same old Travis. And you can change his t-shirt, but hopefully you'll be able to change his shirt and jacket and pants like we were able to do in No More Heroes 2. And hopefully, maybe we might be able to go as far as customize the bikes themselves. It won't have to be something extreme like adding some bigger exhaust, but maybe customize the color of the tires, customize the paint on the vehicle, just not extreme, maybe change the camera on them. Because since it is fairly open world, and we saw the whole racing section in the last most recent trailer, maybe that makes everything different. Maybe it's like a Midnight Club or a Need for Speed type scenario where you see a guy just dashing down the highway and you just like, maybe you can like beep at him or like shine your lights at him and you chase down and you just chase him down. Maybe he's somebody, maybe he's an alien working for food, maybe he's somebody working with the UAA, maybe he's some type of government official working with food, but you gotta chase him down for a reason. And I believe you blow him up on the highway, and that's where you get the whole ending slide thing from, because, you know, complete the mission, of course. But that is quite interesting. And Suda jokes that some of the bosses in the game will include Thanos, Venom, Joker. No More Heroes is expected, and he goes to the expected release 2020. Now, I just finished up the rest of that part of the article that had any type of meaning. Like I said, some of the bosses would include Thanos, Venom, and Joker. And some of those guys you don't know. The entire idea for No More Heroes 3, even though 4 it could be a possibility, was inspired from the recent Avengers Endgame and Infinity War movies. That's how this entire concept came up, which is potentially why Travis got the touchdown on me. And look at my guy, man. But the question is, who is Thanos? Who is Venom? And who is the Joker? Now, I'm not saying we're gonna get one-to-one versions of those characters, of course, but we should expect some type of personality similarities. And no one from the Black Hole Prisoners that I've seen would fit the personality of Thanos. We'll get into that later. I think it gets better. Who would be the Venom character? And who would be the Joker character? Who are these people? Sure, we do have a decent number of bosses. And also someone from a comment section told me, I gotta find that comment. I won't be able to screenshot it because my phone memory. But I forgot who said it. But it was a comment that said Mr. Black Hole is that guy we call him Blue 42 with them shoulder pads, which is just. Hopefully you'll find out why he's called Black Hole. And hopefully it's not a sexy innuendo. Hopefully he has some type of ability related to it, and then we get a sexual innuendo on top of it. But before I get back into the open world, who do you people believe the Thanos, Venom, and Joker character is? Would it be a character like Eddie Brock? Maybe Damon has something extra to do with the story than just be in the background with Fu. Maybe it might be a love-hate relationship with Travis and might have to team up because Fu's just gonna have to die. This is guy like a truck. You've already seen that Damon's already not 100% down with the idea of working with Fu and working with Fu because he was like traumatized after Fu showed up and blew up an entire city unprovoked for no apparent reason besides from let's take it over, duh. So maybe since because remember Carnage for Carnage, Damon and Peter Parker and Eddie Brock had to team up against Carnage, even though Eddie Brock hated Spider-Man with every inch and cell and fiber inside of his body. So it could be a situation where Damon's Venom, Eddie Brock. We haven't seen what else he can actually do, because it does imply from Travis Strikes Again that one panel after Travis beat him up with a death ball, that he activates some type of power. We never got the full extent of what type of power Damon actually has. So maybe he could be the Eddie Brock character. But who's the Joker kid? Who is Chip? It could be that midget green guy. But it doesn't seem like he's going to have that major of a role. And like, we've already seen the insanity of the boss fights and how far it can go in the Silent Hill / Resident Evil references. So I'm curious on who the Joker character could be. Maybe it's that one tall green guy with the battle axe. Maybe it's him, but it's just. Or, quite frankly, it could be that guy inside the bubble, that bubble suit. And it could be him. It could be anybody. And those are some curious statements. But the biggest one, in my opinion, I doubt they'll have anything to do with the Infinity Gauntlet, and I doubt the whole Thanos Infinity Gloves will have anything to do with Fu himself. I believe it is a side character, because it didn't say anything about the Infinity Glove, but you don't bring up Thanos, at least mainstream media wise, I don't bring up the glove because this is not comic book Thanos. This is not Thanos where he actually had powers without the glove. This is just, I need the glove to do anything Thanos. So it'll be interesting to see who is the Thanos parallel. But there are some interesting outdated comments, not outdated, interesting old comments Suda 51 made about the open world. Because for the open world itself, hopefully it'll be a more dense and more better put together series, a AA studio. But I hope it's way better than the first game when it refers to the open world. I don't have too much experience with it, but from what I've seen, the bike controls were not the best to a certain degree. It wasn't terrible, but it was nothing amazing either. And the open world was pretty much barren. You didn't really see too many people in Central Destroy, so hopefully we just have some people there. Now sure, I do have a bad tendency in games to run over people, especially my friends, and laugh in their face hysterically, but that's not the reason I want to be the other people be on the sidewalks. That's not a reason. I legitimately want the city to feel like people actually live in Central Destroy, besides from Travis, Sylvia, Shinobu, Badman, Bad Girl, and the bosses pretty much. But aside from that, you don't see nobody in any cutscene throughout the way. And Bishop and his brother, you don't really see nobody outside the cutscene besides some gangster thug or somebody else. You don't see like no average people, like none at all. So hopefully you'll be going more in depth at that. Now when it refers to the other collectibles, I am curious about what type of collectibles you'll be able to find. Maybe you might be able to find like some type of Easter eggs towards Thanos himself in like a plushie or a keychain or something to hang off your belt rack with Travis. And that would be the whole Easter egg with the whole Thanos. Or some, I don't know, might get Easter egg with Thanos and some other side characters with the whole, with a keychain or something, or maybe like a Marvel hinted shirt or something around that type of things. With this entire outfit, where just, hey, he's wearing all red and similar to some Marvel character colors. But hopefully, we get a lot more t-shirt options. Hopefully, we get a lot more options for jackets, and maybe jacket, pants, shoes. Be able to change the clothes. Maybe be able to change the belt. Who knows how far the customization will be able to go? But hopefully, it also transfers over to the vehicles. I don't really care if it's just a basic color swap. I just want a small fraction of the customization. So that is curious, because he did say open world collectibles. Now, the reason why I find it interesting is in the last trailer, we do see Travis walking up to an ATM like you got to transfer funds to start at the boss fight. So I can't confirm in the original, but I don't recall No More Heroes 1 allowing you to get off the bike. It was just usually just drive to one place and that was it. So if it does confirm you can get off the bike, that'll make the whole collectible aspect a lot more interesting. Be able to maybe climb up the ladders and buildings and find something. We've seen no gameplay of it aside from that short few frames of it where it seemed like Travis just activating the boss fight in the previous trailer. So besides from that, it's just hopefully it'll be open world. Hopefully you'll be able to customize that bike to a certain degree, and hopefully we will not be permanently glued to the seat of the bike, because you'll be allowed way more opportunities to actually explore the place of No More Hero. And on top of that, if it's going to be open world, are they going to modify the size of Central Destroy? Since he did say it's going to be bigger, or maybe Central Destroy over the last past like 10 years expanded, and that's why Central Destroy is bigger than what it used to be. Maybe, hopefully, or maybe wishful thinking. Maybe there's more than one city we'll be able to go to. Maybe it's just all the same, like maybe 3 to 4 small cities, similar to San Andreas, where they're around signs of No More Heroes 1, but like all connected by like one big highway or tunnel, which can also go to the mini game we've seen before, where Travis slides at the end, where hey, maybe this is just going from point A to point B through a city, and it's just one big tunnel. Because it's confirmed we got multiple bikes, confirmed throughout multiple trailers that Travis shows up in different bikes. A lot of the one that's from the Death Drive Mark II minigame that Dr. Noyomi probably put together. So there are so many ways to go with an open world, but it's best not to get your hypes blown up out of proportion, where it's just like, boy, I can't wait until the game comes out and it's just out, you expect it to be bigger. I'm expecting to have a decent sized game here. I'm not looking for Cyberpunk when it comes to open world. I'm not looking for any type of other definite open world game type thing, because you've already able to get off the bike. So I hope you'll be able to do like the whole, we actually be able to drive to, the whole mini pizza missions in the first game, where it was like you was killing off Baxter Jr.'s family on them side missions. So I hope they bring something like that back with a certain character. Maybe that's how you get to the Kimmy how boss fight. Maybe it's something else. But hopefully you better do something like a mini like thug encounter that has some type of significance towards the game. Maybe you're just doing it for Sylvia to record a video for a YouTube channel or TikTok or anything like that. Because he's a social media influencer. Another cool fact on top of that, is it officially confirmed that Travis have a son named Hunter, or is it not? Because I don't know where that Hunter son came from, but apparently on the wiki it claims he has a son. And I believe him and Travis, him and Sylvia has a child named Gene, which just, I want to see that conversation between Travis and Henry. So brother, how are you living with my wife? Oh yeah, so it does confirm. Let me forget. It does officially confirm that Henry Cooldown is returning, but we do not know in what form or faction. Because we did see that green one from the first initial reveal trailer, but we do not know what that green Travis is. And I don't know who that could be connected to. Because we've seen like a lot of boss fights where you playing musical chairs, you're playing Silent Hill, you're playing Final Fantasy, but I still don't know who Travis is fighting at the beginning. Maybe it's one of a small, like a mini boss fight with somebody where you just bring up somebody from your memory, but it had to be a main boss fight because there was no other reason why Henry would look like that unless it's supposed to be a reflection of Travis and his thoughts about his own brother and pretty much stealing his wife from him. We met back in college. That relationship didn't last long. Like, see, the entirety of Travis' backstory is a tragedy. That's all it is. Just one tragedy after another. A lot of blood, people getting split in half, cheating wives, and Travis, to a certain degree, not finding 1 inch of happiness. It's quite sad. It really is quite sad. But yeah, that has been pretty much my thoughts and opinions on the open world discussion. I hope we are able to get a decent sized open world with it. It might not be the best thing in the world, but I will be able to drive around and get collectibles if I want to. I will be able to finally, once again, drive up to the side missions. So, and maybe be able to get off the bike and find some other collectibles. Maybe go up to Bishop's place and just sit there and chill. Maybe, yeah, Gene the cat did gain weight again, so maybe there'd be, besides for some main side job to earn money, there'll be some more other side activities that doesn't have anything connected to the whole get money for a fight type thing. Who knows? Because it depends entirely how Suda51 and Grasshopper Manufacturer want to develop this game and what type of idea they want to put into it. Which they're going to put in like a lot of detail into the story and boss fights and go all out with the open world as well, or do what they can in the limited budget of the open world and just put out everything else to the boss fights, which either one of those that would work for me. But as long as it's a better open world than the first game that was just barren and just a cheap excuse just to drive around, that's pretty much it. So I don't know, good guys, thoughts and opinions. What type of things would you want from a No More Heroes open world that is beyond the first game, but not too far be outside the range of budget for Grasshopper Manufacturing? And who do you believe the Thanos, Venom, and Joker characters are? If somebody say, oh, the Venom one that hates the main character, that can be Destroy Man. It could, just as much as it can be Destroy Man, Henry, or Damon. Until we get confirmed of why Henry's attacking Travis or fighting Travis and is colored in green, Henry can be a choice. Destroy Man is somebody who's hated Travis for a while. Maybe it's Destroy Man, but you wouldn't really compare Destroy Man to Venom, in my opinion. Or it could be Damon, which Damon turning against Fu is not that far-fetched in my opinion, because it's not like Fu is the same person that he used to be back then. Which would be parallel to how Eddie Brock and Cletus Kasady first met each other behind bars, doing some hard time. Eddie Brock breaks out with Venom, and a piece of Venom get left behind. A symbiote child get left behind that goes to Cletus Kasady. In this case, it'll be Fu who left Damon with the powers, and now Fu's coming back. Wanted to eventually get rid of Damon / Cletus / that would be interesting. Who the final boss fight would be, because it's unconfirmed it would be Fu, it's unconfirmed it would be Damon, because it's built up as it being Fu, but Will Fu be alone? Will he have Damon next to him? Will it just be Fu and the entire ship? Because I believe Fu just might even have just one more trick up his sleeves when it refers to his power, and it could be anything. But who knows? We got all the way to August, so we still got about a good 5 months to go. So I don't really want another trailer unless they're gonna go discuss, or maybe they're gonna show us some more gameplay. They're gonna show us some open world gameplay, give us a little slight taste of what we can be looking for the open world, and see what some other side content like collectibles you can get. Besides from that, I don't want to see anything else story-wise. I don't want to see any more boss fights. I've already seen as much as I needed to see, in my opinion, to already confirm a purchase of a game that I can't even buy since it's on a totally different console. That unless they send me a copy, I'm not buying it. I just can't. Maybe I might cave for No More Heroes. Maybe I'll get the cheapest version of the Switch and I'll cave for No More Heroes. Maybe. That's a strong maybe. But yeah, besides from that, it's been me, Chocolate Kid. If you liked the video, what are you expecting from the open world from No More Heroes? Who do you believe the Thanos, Venom, and Joker characters are? Because the Joker one, the Venom can be anybody, because there's a lot of people who have grudges against Travis. But when it first to Thanos and Joker, what character would have that much power to be considered Thanos or be comparable to Thanos, and which character would be as insane to be compared to the Joker? Because Fu, in my opinion, fit none of those. He's not Thanos and he's not Joker. I still can't put my finger on what Fu is when it comes to personality wise. He just doesn't do anything he wants. He's not just like one of those. He's not like a. It's hard to explain. I just can't piece it together. I just can't. But yeah. So what you guys thoughts and opinions? Who do you believe that those characters are? Maybe you got some better insight, and on top of that, how you believe the open world will turn out. I don't have that big as expectations, but I am expecting something better than the first game. So I hope Suda 51 is put out. Hope it comes out to be a good game for everyone. Even if I don't enjoy it, maybe the fans will enjoy it, or bigger fans than me, which is, hey, if it comes out a good game and it does well, we could get a No More Heroes 4, and maybe that game will wrap up the entire story. But if you missed Chocolate King, I hope you guys liked the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and peace.